Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. I have been talking with different people from Japan for the last few weeks to cover a lot of what's happening with the Dolphins. A few weeks ago, I did an interview with Joe Noonan and found out about our guest today and the kind of work she's doing. Her formal name is Kyoko Tanaka. We're going to have another segment on the work that she does with a gentleman named Ishii-san. They are really into saving the dolphins of Japan. They work on environmental issues. But today we're going to talk about her experience being in Japan, in Tokyo and in Osaka, and what she's seeing and feeling and hearing, and what life is like there from the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kyoko Tanaka to It's Rainmaking Time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for talking with us. It's very difficult here to get a handle on what life is like there. The traditional news networks keep playing the same devastation over and over, but I wondered if you could share what it's like to be there and anything that's dear to your heart that would be important that you'd like people to know around the world.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much for having this opportunity again first. Yes, the earthquake happened on Friday afternoon. At that time, I was at the house in Tokyo. My building is 2 stories, and we have earthquake quite often. So at the beginning, I thought this was very minor earthquake, but then it just kept continue shaking, probably about 10 minutes. And then finally, I decided to get out of the house. And then, when I saw the road was shaking too. Road was winding. What do you say? I felt this is something I have never experienced in my life. This is something really, really bad. But I kind of instinctively knew the epicenter is quite far away from Tokyo. So I thought, oh, this must be somewhere either northern part, like the Tōhoku area or Hokkaido, and then those areas must be really, really bad. And then I turned on the TV, and then yes, sure, it was epicenter was northern part of Tokyo. And then I actually traveled to not travel. I was helping foreign press who like to cover up there, and then we try to go up north. But the road was broke, and then we finally decided to go by airplane. So, and then we went to Akita Prefecture and also Iwate Prefecture, for 2-3 days. And then, as a matter of fact, the purpose of going to Iwate was to cover the like Rikuzen Takada or Kesennuma, all these devastating area, coastal area, which was first swept by tsunami. And then we were approaching by the car from Akita to those areas to cover, because this foreign press, they need to do the live show. But on the way to be there, I just discovered that there was another danger of the nuclear power plant rather than Fukushima. It's called Onagawa nuclear plant, which is about 60 kilometers away from where we were trying to go. So I decided to not proceeding further, then turning around, going back to Akita Prefecture where the airport was. And then there was another girl who were with me, and then we decided, but then there's no public transportation. So we decided there's no bus, there's no train, and then there's only one way we could do was hitchhiking. I have never done it in my life. And then we successfully could make through from Kesennuma to Akita Airport in the by the end of by the, let's say, like 10 hours or so. But anyway, what I was very surprised was people over there are so nice. They are so helpful, so cooperative, and so warm. And then they just say, this is such a time we have to cooperate to each other. And then, they say, all of them said they usually wouldn't pick up hitchhikers, but they, something like this earthquake changed their mind. I mean, how to say, open their mind, such kind of things. And then they're so nice. They even worry about our food. Do you have enough food? Do you have enough water? They are the one they really have to worry about because there's no supply anymore. Whatever they have at the supermarket is the one they have. That's the only one they have. And then after that, they don't know either what they're going to do, what they're going to be.
Just want to cut in here for 1 second to make something clear. The Akita Airport is near where?
It's called Akita Airport on the Japan Sea coastal line, which is the opposite side of Japan. How to say? Like Iwate is Pacific side.
Okay.
And Akita is Japan side, northern part.
In the northern part, people are concerned and are asking you, do you need food? Do you need water? Are you going to have enough to eat and drink? Do they invite you to stay at their homes?
No, the purpose of this was we were trying to heading to Akita Airport ASAP. So they didn't talk about that. But then I'm sure if, I had to stay there for, more than a few days, they are willing to help us for finding something. Yeah, so purpose was different.
So how close were you again to Fukushima?
From Fukushima nuclear power plant to Tokyo is about 200 kilometers or so.
200 kilometers.
Yeah, maybe within 200, but something like that. And from Fukushima to up north, where we were trying to go, is another like 150 kilometers away.
Are people afraid?
Yes, about the nuclear power plant?
Yes.
Yes, very much, very much. But there is a, how to say, like government doesn't seems to reveal the real information. So I personally, I am very suspicious about information we get from the news, TV.
Do you accept any of the news as being legitimate where you live?
I came back to Tokyo now, so I live in Tokyo.
Right.
And then, all the new information source now is how to say, about TV or the internet or newspaper. Those coming from media. I take it like only the fact. Like if the Fukushima power plant is exploded, then that's the fact. It explodes. But how bad they are talking about it, I don't know. I don't know how much I can trust this information.
I was just speaking with another dolphin activist who said that Kyodo News, Kyodo News, an independent news agency, can often be very reliable. Is that true?
Well, yeah, I'm sorry to Kyoto people. They are working so hard. They must be working so hard too. But then, yes, media is heavily censorship in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, even NHK, you cannot really sure how. It's not like you cannot tell the truth, but the information. If you have 100%, depending on which aspect you are picking up, and then the present, what does it mean? It has as many aspects to show, but if you show only few aspects, you get only limited information.
Give us a little bit of a context about your work in Japan and your work with the dolphins.
Yes, how to say, okay. I am a journalist. I'm a more like health and medical issue journalist. And then I would help or assist Rick Overly from Save Japan Dolphin almost a year and a half ago. And then after that, whenever the Save Japan Dolphin related people come to Japan, then I help assisting them.
Is it like with dolphin tours or trying to show them how the dolphins are being saved? Could you elaborate a little bit about that?
Save Japan Dolphin is the group which is under the Earth Island Institute in the U.S. And then this Earth Island Institute have this I don't know, affiliate, so it's called Save Japan Dolphins, and they are focusing on dolphin issue in Japan. And at this moment, Taiji is the main focus for them to stop dolphin hunting. They like to come to Taiji to check what's going on there. Of course, they try to be very modest, very nice. I know that they